What did we learn about DeRosa's toenails the day we shot that open?
You know what? Thankfully, I've never been forced to serve in combat, but I suffer from some of what I saw from your toenails that day on that shoot.
I know it's an urban myth that your nails grow longer because you're healthier. Because
Here we go. You're healthier than everyone.
No, it's not true, obviously, but I have talons that fall off in my shoe.
Are they large talons?
I don't like cutting my toenails.
Your toenails just fall off in your shoes?
Yeah.
That's gross. Nick Pivetta was also gross, 5-1, a sub-2 ERA. I forgot he didn't have a job till mid-February. It's the best start to a year, Robert, by any starting pitcher in Pods franchise history, if you look at the ERA.
Wow. Lauren, you remember yesterday you asked me would I rather have the Tigers starting pitchers or the Padres bullpen?
Yes.
Well, watching a Padres bullpen, watching Nick Pivetta, I'm still going Tiger starters if the game begins and ends with the starting staff. But I'm going to get to a tile. Their bullpen's been unhittable across the board. But I want to start with Nick Pivetta because he was breathing fire. He was breathing life into Petco Park with the high heater, the breaking ball, stomping around the mound. He has been fantastic for this team. So let's get into him first. Show you how he attacks hitters and just kind of why you want to run through a brick wall for this guy. He signed a very interesting deal, 4 for $55 million. He's making $4 million this year. Split it up, a $3 million signing bonus. Pause this. $1 million on top of that, making $4 million this year, a $19 million option, and then he can opt out. Interesting deal. A.J. Preller pulls it off again, and he has been phenomenal. One thing that was chronicled earlier in the season, coming over from Boston, he was a guy that stood right in the middle of the rubber on the mound. We had Jeff Samardzija out here yesterday talking about, as a sinker ball pitcher, wanting to give the allure behind a right-handed hitter, so he would stand on the third base side. I'm always interested to see where guys stand on the mound and why they do it. The pitching coach from San Diego, when he came over, had him move over to the first base side of the mound, give him a little bit more freedom. It has been working. Let's get into his. Oh, you know what? Bring up his stats board first, Evan. Take a look. Season statistics with MLB ranks, minimum 25 innings pitched. Top 10 pitcher in the game right now for the Friars. ERA 1.78. The things he can control, fielding independent pitching, he's 9th. Opponent batting average 4th. We all know Robert loves WAR. He's 3rd in WAR. How does he do it? High gas, high four-seam cheese. Let's get into it because he gives the hitter really that tunneling effect that you got to cover top of the zone to bottom. He is not trying to expand 17 inches. He is living at the top of the zone and then breaking it off. Pause this. Bring up the fastball board. All right, I want you to soak this in. Highest induced vertical break on fastballs. What does that mean? It gives the allure of that late hop through the zone, almost like it's rising. There's no one better in the game of giving that illusion that his heater doesn't get down on plane, because as a hitter, that's all you're trying to do. You're seeing a lot of guys try and get on plane with the fastball. His gives the illusion that it's riding through the zone, one of the best in the game.
Crazy. How do you even quantify that?
Yeah, because Eric Nay's researcher to the stars goes digging.
Just better than everyone.
Nay's literally installed devices in every stadium.
Is that so?
To measure.
Okay, get into the breaking ball.
At his own expense, mind you.
Wipeout breaking ball. Javi Baez right there. Elliot Ramos, pause before we get into this Yaz at bat. Show me the breaker. He's got some of the best depth, vertical down break on his curveball. Max Fried, minus 17.6 inches. Mark Leiter, Nick Martinez, Nick Pivetta. So you're covering here to here. And once that breaking ball gets sharp, he starts feeling it. I'm going to take you inside of Mikey Stremski at bat here. This is exactly how he wants to pick you apart. Little backdoor cutter right there to steal a strike. He's got you 0-1. He tries to tunnel a breaking ball off it. Now it's high heater. High heater, 2-2. Run that back. So he just went high gas 2 times in a row. You would think he's setting up the breaking ball. Watch how much depth this thing has. Run it. That's starting at his neck and ending up at his feet. So now you tell yourself, I got to stay back because I can't handle the breaking stuff. And he is able to just wipe you out with a heater 95. Run that back for me real quick. These are the cute things that I absolutely love. Get me to this strikeout, and I want you to turn. How many pitchers are turning around and telling their team, hey, guys, watch this. Guys, 2 outs. We got 2 outs. He's letting you know like he's the shortstop. He is breathing fire on the mound. He's running off, hopping around, and we go back to 2021, the postseason. Watch this. He's running to the dugout right there. He's a fiery competitor. He's pitching fantastic for the Friars. He really is. Fun watch, Nick. Doing the job. All right, Willy Adames. I want to throw to some sound from our 30-15 preview talking about coming in and being a leader and why Buster Posey gave him the richest contract in San Francisco Giants history. Take a listen.
But I just, I do my stuff. I do my work with my, work hard every day. I have my work ethic, and I think people see that. People see me with the same attitude every day. Bringing the energy every day, and just trying to compete every day out there, trying to play, every day. And I feel like, people want that. People want that energy. People want, to be around with somebody that has good vibes.
D-Ro,
Right.
he's magnetic.
Pause
If
it.
you look at the top step, every time his teammate does something great, he's there. He's the first one. On every team he's played
He's
for.
the perfect teammate, Lauren.
Yes, he is.
Shows up every day. He's available. He wants to play. He's got a passion for being out on the field. He wants to inspire others. He wants to have good vibes. I kind of look at him. Buster Posey goes out and signs a player like this. He hit 32 homers last year. 31 of them leave in Oracle Park in San Francisco. So you know you're going to get the homers. I think he went out and tried to change culture here, kind of like Chris Young in Texas. Bring me Marcus Semien. Bring me someone who loves the game, wants to play every day. Now, he might do it a little different. He might be a little vocal than Marcus Semien. The only thing I will say about Willy Adames, as we dove into the numbers, and you can run this ball's absolutely destroyed, a 1-0 heater that he just drives out to the opposite field. Now, it doesn't leave in Oracle Park. We know that. That's Triple's alley right there. But I think you're going to get the offensive upside, even though he has started slow. He's hitting 212. He's got a couple homers. Wanted to see the side angle, see if he was doing anything different from last year in Milwaukee. Pause. He appears to be a little wider, not crazy, a little bit more into his legs right here. Bring up his numbers offensively. So take a look at this. From 21 to 24, this is what you're getting. Guy can hit homers, drive in runs. He slugs the baseball. You're not getting a high average out of Willie. Okay? OPS plus, he's tied for 10th. Fangraphs WAR, he's 9th. It's the totality of what he brings to the game. Get back into the side angle. He just seems a little bit more into his legs. He'll tinker with this throughout the season. You can run this. Pause. Seems a little bit more down into his legs, a little bit more athletic right there. Run it. So I expect the offense to be streaky. Bombs and ribbies at times. The one thing I will say that needs to clean up, last year his defense took a little bit of a hit. And diving into it, it was concentrated into like a 2-week span where he said he went into a defensive slump, so we were willing to give him benefit of the doubt. The numbers support his defense has really taken a hit. I mean, 24 to 25, his defensive run saved at shortstop, he's the worst in the game. And his OAA, outs above average right there, he's -4, tied for 4th. So that's something for me. I can take the lack of batting average and the homers, ribbies, and the good vibes all day. I need my shortstop to be picking it. On the flip side, San Diego, their bullpen, I got to pick this up because we got to give these guys love. This is Wipeout City coming out. And when Suarez, they put the lights down from Jason Adam. He was my Swiss Army knife with Team USA. Fantastic human being. 1 earned run in 16 innings pitched this season with 22 Ks. How about Adrian Morejon throwing $1 billion from the left side? 3 runs in 14 innings, 14 2/3 with 12 punch-outs. Estrada burst on the scene for this team last year. 1 run in 14 1/3 innings, 17 Ks. And then we summoned the monster. This place is an electric factory.
Yeah.
75.
Really cool place, man.
And he is dominating with 2 pitches. He's upped his changeup usage from 12.6 to 31.5.
Wow.
But you're getting 99 to 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone. It was an interesting game to watch. Logan Webb, and you can see right here their bullpen, ERA, it's just first on down the line. Logan Webb gave up a 2-run ticky-tack single to Jose Iglesias in the first, made it 3-0, kind of got away from him. But the way Nick Pivetta's throwing the ball and inspiring people, that would have been a tough comeback.
And telling everyone there's 2 outs.
I mean,
Got 2 here,
just
guys.
don't put eye black on. That's all I
Roop
ask.
and Michael King. That is your pitching matchup, Padres and Giants. We'll take a closer look at Michael King a little bit later when Al Leiter joins the show.
Look at Polanco's numbers. 11 years, D-Ro, in the big leagues, and he says this is the best I've felt. And I'm so curious how a player after 11 years looks different, and I read about it, a redefined approach and a new batting stance. What stands out to you?
All those things, Lauren. I also want to give love to Edgar Martinez,
New, hitting instructor.
Hall of Fame hitting instructor.
Yep.
When that guy walks in the door and he's down in the cage and he makes an adjustment or says to make an adjustment, you have to at least entertain that. He's one of the best hitters of all time.
Yep.
And I'm going to read you a quote right here he said about. He goes, I changed my stance because of my knee. He was trying to cover some things up from an injury. When Edgar got here, he just preached this approach. Everybody knew who Edgar was, so we just listened to him. Okay?
Smart.
That's number one. One thing I wanted to say about Jorge Polanco, I think he kind of gets lost in his shuffle out in Seattle. This is a guy that hit 33 bombs back in 2021 in Minnesota. He received MVP votes in 2019, and he's been nicked up. So he was hurt and had a terrible 2024. But he signed a 1-year, $7.75 million deal pretty kind of quick with the Mariners. And I was sitting there going, wow, they watched him at his worst struggle, deal with injury, and they still were quick to bring him back. So obviously there's a lot to love about this guy, and they thought he could rekindle some glory, and that's exactly what he's done. He has been on fire. The numbers are disgusting. He's got better numbers right now than Aaron Judge in the early part of the season. He's got tanks for days. He had a multi-homer game. I'm going to take you through those ABs, but we're going to bring up the first board, the weighted runs created plus leaders board. Pause this. OPS plus leaders this season, minimum 75 plate appearances. Jorge Polanco's got Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, our boy Pavin Smith, Langford, and the big sleep, Trent Grisham. So he's on top of it. Has he made any adjustments? Yes, he has. We talked about it. What has he done differently? So pause this. 2024. Nays, I want to say the dates are skewed on this if I'm not wrong. He was wide open in 2024, right? Yes. All right, don't look at this bug, 2025 and 2024. He was wide open in 2024, and Edgar Martinez talked about, and Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach, talked about when you start wide open, if you're bringing it back, sometimes you're bringing it back in different places, right? You're not landing this foot in the same spot every time. So what they wanted to do was kind of clean it up. So he has gone more to the traditional stance and cleaned it up where this front foot is more parallel to his back foot, and he's landing in the same spot. And he's consistent with his move towards the plate. Something that's interesting to me, because he was standing open and maybe turning and closing himself off a tick late to the fastball. Not the case. Bring up the side-by-side side angle. Keep this running. Pause. I mean, he's made a massive overhaul. You see 24 here, he's wide open. He's closed it up in 2025. I love the metrics on where they're standing in the box. Bring up that board, Devin. That's where you can really tell where he's standing. Depth in the box, way deeper in 2024. He's moved up a smidge. Stance between his feet. He's gotten wider this year. 37 degrees open stance angle. Now he's closed it up to 4 degrees, and he's catching the ball a little bit further out front, which should suggest he's hammering the heater. Now take a look. This is an overhead view looking down at the batting circle right here. Back foot in 2024. He's still standing on the back line. He's adjusted his back toe, pigeoned his back foot a little bit, but he has closed himself up immensely. And it's led to huge homers in the early part, especially against the fastball. He also hammers the off speed, but in this small sample size, you get off to such a hot start, you're hammering everything when we dive into the metrics. Let's quick rip and then come out and look at his 2 ABs last night where he had a multi-homer game. Dead center. Throw one in the bay for me. I mean, he's getting out and around anything on the outer half and pulling it for power. Keep it running. Jacob deGrom, heater, in, doesn't execute, quick snatch down the left field line. Bayo, changeup, put it in the bullpen. I was watching that game. First inning, first at bat, 1-2 changeup, and he's on that when Bayo's throwing 97-mile-an-hour bowling ball sinkers. Quantrill at home, toughest yard to hit in, still finding a way to go deep. Gillespie tried to go to that cutter in a 1-0 count and gets absolutely taken to the street. Pause this, bring up the metrics boards on his swing. Hard hit rate through the roof, up 20 points. First difference, sweet spot, he's up 13.3. His bat speed's increased, his strikeout percentage is down, doing everything right. All right, get back into the tape. I just want to go through his ABs from last night, okay? He gets to 3-2. He starts this 0-2, and he finds a way to work it back. That's 95 sinker right there from Kohanowitz, and he battles right here. Spits on 1-1-2, now high heater, 2-2. I'm back in the count, and I'm battling. Great take, and he goes to the well one too many times. You got to think he's going to throw him a wrinkle at some point, and he stays with that 95 sinker, and Jorge goes deep. Later in the game, 97, 96, 2 heaters, middle, and he just roasts him to dead center. Bring up the heater board for me, and we'll get out. Slugging percentage leaders versus the fastball. Aaron Judge at 957, Polanco, Pavin Smith showing up. How about Trent Grisham?
Yeah,
Polanco, it's impressive what he had to deal with injury-wise. And another thing, not hitting from the right side. Little oblique injury, it's forced him to take all his ABs from the left side.
The Mariners have scored the third most runs in the American League as we begin play on this Wednesday. The teams in front of them, teams we're talking about when we come back.